signals the end of the power play. The honours even at the end of it. There was a couple of good moments. She they've gone with 3 left-handers in the top 3. That was the highlight for Nepal. That wonderful Ryan, who's good wrist work down there, I think, with the big hits. He used to show his class and his potential and what he's been so richly talked about back in the Caribbean. And there was the half chance for Rowan Cloud, ever so nearly playing the second wicket. Who's moments after he's told out to defender Singairi. It's the boundary of Kami that makes it 40 for 2 after 6. And with the right-hander on the crease now will be time for Lala Rajpanchi, the left-arm spinner. There's no tragedy for Lala lost his mother recently, but everyone in his family in cricket in Nepal around him and fit to go and ready to go.
Had been tough times for him, but the statement he gave for the country was, I'll be playing for my motherland. This second bowler, so that's a good way to look at it from this side. What a bowler he has been for Nepal.
Very skillful bowler, isn't he? Very crafty. He will use the width of the crease very cleverly to the right-handers. A little bit more of a challenge bowling to the left-hander and Jangu here, but come around the wicket just for a ball defensively. He's got a lot of protection on the next side, 3 in the deep there. He's somewhat overlooked sometimes, isn't he, because of the X factor of Sandy Farajan with his wicket-taking exploits, but in the last 2 or 3 years, Rajpanchi's been exceptional.
Exactly, they have worked really in good bowling partnerships, Sandeep and Lalit. He missing out in this game. But a good bowling change from Captain Rohit too. You could see a clear plan from Team Nepal. Even these bowlers taking the pace off, and even Lalit there changing his pace, bowling it slow. That's the way to go in this pitch.
He often opened the bowling once in the power play, but because of the 2 left-handers, that's why Bell went to Denver Singairi instead.
Exactly. They had a clear plan. One different drive. He's good with the new ball. He skids it through. No bounce.
It's the hard ball. Again, swept away. Well, acres of land to work with. Out there, and Soleil keeps it to just 1. He does so many small things so well in the field.
He's a natural talent, Andrew. I mean, I've seen him from his early days when he was firstly picked up on our team, and he was so quick that he ran from the bomber to his wedding, and I was so surprised.
You can see there with the stage comparison as Kami nearly puts on this one. Comes in back in the neck here. Cardiac pains could be serving us up another thriller. 25 for 2.
lit up. And the crowd, something in the stands, you can see Boyd's went straight after pitching, to time it well, and a very neat catch there by Zora, just ahead, a few yards ahead of the road.
It's an outstanding catch. He's made it look easy. It's the end of Joel Andrew, gone for 5 up 11. It's 47 for 3.
Class act, this 28-year-old.
Beautifully through the covers. Chance there for the fingers.
Critical in his hits, yes. There's an experience in baseball that he comes out of the force as well. It's hard to listen to him to international cricket for 3 years. The only nice one I think shows whereas his quality in 4 centuries, 5 50s in that format.
He's all class, I assure you of that. You'll have to show it here in the T20 format for West Indies to find a win in the first match in the series. It's 52 for 3.
Nepal holding their own, perhaps slightly out front, having taken 3 wickets so far. Keeps the hold up in Allen, having been Dacey shown his skills with the bat. Over the years, I can say at least his winning runs, couple of boundaries to help TK win the CPL a few days ago. Then you see the balance of power back. Putting the power front. Lots of steady. Two guys who are highest strike rates possible.
side. And Vladimir Rajbanshi showed he has one in his locker as well. Django going for 19. West Indies in a precarious position. 53 for 4.
एशिया कप के 10 साल के इतिहास में पहली बार इंडिया और पाकिस्तान का फाइनल होगा। और इस समय फिर से पूरा इंडिया खेला। देखिए टीवी वर्ल्ड एशिया कप फाइनल इंडिया वर्सेस पाकिस्तान कल शाम 7 बजे से सिर्फ सोनी स्पोर्ट्स के टीवी चैनल्स और सोनी लिव पर।
Here at Sharjah is electric. The Nepalese fans have made their presence felt. What would a win against the West Indies do here? Certainly bring some solace, well needed to a cricket crazy nation. Navin Bendisi and the crease 53 for 4.
एशिया कप के 10 साल के इतिहास में पहली बार इंडिया और पाकिस्तान का फाइनल होगा। कल शाम 7 बजे से सिर्फ सोनी स्पोर्ट्स के टीवी चैनल्स और सोनी लिव पर।
They can sense that there's a possibility here. The Nepalese fans, Rohit Patel, they're so good in the field, Nepal. They're fundamental with their bowling and electric across the ground.
Yeah, with the support, talking to Charles Brown, talking about a lot of players in this batting lineup not being experienced and accustomed to this pauldron. This electricity at this level. They can sense it. They're tight in the circle, they're trying to save runs, they're rapid across the ground, saving tools, they're building pressure and dots.
I think you mentioned it off here, that perhaps trying to get the left-right combination or keep it going with Bendisi coming in ahead of Holder. Missing leg. First international run, first run in international cricket for Bendisi.
Yeah, I just wonder if the left right is necessary. Jason Holder's been batting best. He's batting T20 cricket probably since the beginning of his career. He was just 8 and over, 6 wickets in hand. Plenty of trust in him.
But I will, going forward, weakness as a new look, as your career has paralleled Jason Holder's. He has toyed with the idea, teams that he's played with toyed with the idea of batting him, giving him more batting responsibility. But as always, as you know better than I do, these rules in different T20 teams vary.
I think when you watch some of the better modern teams, without Tim David batting at 3, sometimes 4 for Australia, in the ascendancy, sometimes you have to look and see what's working worldwide and see if you can replicate it. Half of the second inning is done, 56 for 4 the West Indies.
Confirmation of that break in play with the drinks break.
एशिया कप के 40 साल के इतिहास में पहली बार इंडिया और पाकिस्तान का फाइनल होगा। Pakistan. कल शाम 7 बजे से सिर्फ सोनी स्पोर्ट्स के टीवी चैनल्स और सोनी लिव पर सोनी स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क प्रेजेंट्स स्पोर्ट्स का ब्लॉकबस्टर सीजन।
क्रिकेट के लिए हो जाइए तैयार। क्रिस्टियानो रोनाल्डो, Harry Kane।
सोनी स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क पर सोनी स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क पर
कहते बंदे नौकरी के लिए सवेरे जलंधर शाम को दिल्ली होगी हमारी रात को लगी जब शाम को मर गया हमारी
एशिया कप के 40 साल के इतिहास में पहली बार इंडिया और पाकिस्तान का फाइनल होगा और इस समय फिर से पूरा इंडिया रुकेगा। देखिए टीवी वर्ल्ड एशिया कप फाइनल इंडिया वर्सेस पाकिस्तान कल शाम 7 बजे से सिर्फ सोनी स्पोर्ट्स के टीवी चैनल्स और सोनी लिव पर।
Champions League, Monaco versus Manchester City. They are 56 for 4, and Nepal will be pretty pleased with the way they've gone so far.
Very first of all, not the best decision, but brilliant execution from Monaco. They went in, run out. The second time, we took a slow ball, this time gone. And then rinse and repeat. Joe Andrew trying to go big, trying to go not far enough. He perished as well. And the last to go, Amir John going sweet, not benched. And the crowd was so good in the field.
Into the attack, wrist spinner. He was back on target. Batsman had pulled away. He was the main instigator in that World Cup game against South Africa in St. Vincent last year with a 4-4 game that came down to the wire. Barely South Africa, the finalists of that World Cup, got across the line by one run. Not a single person in St. Vincent that's cheering for Kushan Bertel tonight. Very strong there, Casey Kanti, on that back foot punch or cut.
The only thing I'd say with Casey Carty is when he gets going, which is where I think he's been over games his best form. He has time to get going, and once he gets going, he plays nice for good shots, but can you get going a little quicker? Or how do you, your first 10 to 15 balls, find a way to get a few boundaries, get on strike, build some momentum and some rhythm?
I think he's got Shea Hope as a model. Shea Hope, the West Indies T20 captain, who is not here amongst others like Shimon Hetmeyer, Noshima Joseph. For example, here I got no Roston Chase. But guys who are touch players who can strike the ball over extra cover, who can play little dab sweeps as a finesse player. I think he has to open up other avenues of scoring in his game in this format.
And then he can, he was so against his sweep, the reverse sweep, the round. Those are options to manipulate the field.
For example, that glass ball there is where you break your wrist, close the face and drop it into the leg side, which is vacant. Apart from one fielder behind square, saving one.
obviously challenging. You just think about putting fielding teams under pressure. They know in the first week, all of a sudden the sweeper comes around, it opens up your extra cover. But they know you can tap the ball to like side point goes out, that's about the boundary area. That's 3 dots back to back to back. They could potentially be 3 singles. West Indies are being strangled. 58 before I feel happen.
Captain leading up from the front with bat first and now with ball. But as we discussed just now, I identified one fielder and a misfield very rare and come back for 2. Very rare, that misfield, but with this, one guy on the leg side seeming one guy, and he's at short fine leg, and Carty hits it straight to him. Last ball of that previous over. So that's where you have to be more precise with your ball striking. They are superb in the field, apart from that little blooper last ball.
They set some panic amongst the West Indies batters there. A little bit unsure when the ball goes into the outfield. Just thinking tactically, with AC 5 off 10, you've seen the CBL, he has talent in the back, he has skills in the back, shots, but he needs some balls to get in. All the while the run rate, required run rate is going up from 7.5, 8 to close to 10.5. So now you're asking Jason Holden here now to come up with miracles. Downtown. Step in for Casey Carty, shackles have been broken somewhat.
Graham Griffin, the head coach of this team, knows they need more. Close enough in length. Might have been an arm ball that he tried to slide across him. Doesn't pull his length back at all now. Same area. Not enough power. Not the same impact, just one.
Yeah, Thomas Sherman, maybe we could get a Jason Holder or Fabian Allen, especially both of them to come back to back. We get that run rate down to run a ball in the last 2 or 3 overs. Then Benesi can come in and he's good enough for him to do that. Creating a situation where you're asking Fabian Allen and Jason Holder to potentially get 15s. 12 gone, 68 before.
Future complete by Sunday Hospital, anyone in your final दर्शन 7 बजे से सिर्फ सोनी स्पोर्ट्स के टीवी चैनल्स और सोनी लिव पर सोनी स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क प्रेजेंट्स स्पोर्ट्स का ब्लॉकबस्टर सीजन
supported Nepal here in charge yet. Expats all around the world probably starting to believe too. Their Achilles heel over the last probably 3 to 4 to 5 years has been their death bowling. Sachin as a big chance created, and the Tiger says yes. Dipender Singh already at it again. I'm not sure West Indies are learning their lessons. You do not run one to him. Can this
Decision pending. Can you please believe that they have this? Do they have this? Indeed they have this. 5th wicket down. Run against Devendra Singh earlier on the field. And this is what you're offered with.
Well, extraordinary, remarkable work. We think that the West Indies have just lost their 5th. He wants another look, understandably, Vinny Kumar. We don't have the same bails here. Are those bails dislodged enough for him to say, yes, this one's gone? Every single member of this crowd is standing. Listen to the roar. And it's that man again. He impacts the game in 3 dimensions. The Tiger himself does it once more. Devendra Singh Irene, you cannot run anywhere in this vicinity. And it's the big one too, Casey Carty. He's gone for 16. And the West Indies in real bother. It's 68 for 5.
एशिया कप के पाकिस्तान के इतिहास में पहली बार इंडिया और पाकिस्तान का फाइनल होगा। देखिए टीवी वर्ल्ड एशिया कप फाइनल इंडिया वर्सेस पाकिस्तान कल शाम 7 बजे से सिर्फ सोनी स्पोर्ट्स के टीवी चैनल्स और सोनी लिव पर।
Well, the state of play is such that the 2-time world champions, the West Indies, are in real trouble. The anticipation for this first ever Unity Cup was reaching fever pitch before the series. Where are the Nepal fans right now? Is it just Jason Holder they need to get by?
Agreed, Lenny. Here's the big fish. Jason Holder. Nepal have done the hard work now. They've got half the side back in the dugout. This is that run out. Devendra Singh Irene. And the dive went in vain.
It's so good. And it's hard to get across just how good a fielder he is if you don't watch him live here with your own eyes. The ground he's made across to his left. It's so swift, and then look at the speed of release. So he's made, what, 3-4 yards to his left in a heartbeat. By the time the batter has looked to back up, all of a sudden the ball is in the air. I don't think Casey Carty could believe that this was a run-out opportunity. So he makes the ground so swiftly, and then just like this, bang, it's out of his hand. The perfect throw, and that is world-class fielding. I think you're seeing one of the best fielders, not just in the associate game, but anywhere in the world, right here in Sharjah.
Often criticized for praising Devendra Singh Irene way too much, Lenny. But that's what he's capable of. And I don't think West Indian think tank did the homework right, because when you plan against Nepal, you definitely plan against Nepal's fielding abilities, the activity on the field. Especially this man, Devendra Singh Irene, is certainly one of the best in the world, very highly rated on the field. And Nepal will have to refocus on what West Indian side need right now. Some kind of partnership here, 68 for 5. Teaching the bowler's experience will come into play.
Very tall task, and hard win rates growing and growing. Make no mistake, the West Indies are in trouble, but also make no mistake that Nepal will have to hold their nerve. They've had all sorts of problems at the death. They've used Kami, they've used KC. The big concern is that Nanda Yadav is still off the crease because Lokesh Pham is on for him. So they won't have his death bowling skills, his Yorkers, his extra yard of pace. So they'll just keep going with these spinners through the middle as long as they can.
on the ground for a single. I absolutely agree with you, Lenny. I think West Indies team does have that firepower, even now. And they can score big, and we all know the problems Nepal as a bowling unit has with his depth bowling especially. And only 19 runs scored in the last 30 balls, and those 2 important wickets. Great run of play here for Nepal, but can they hold on?
13 balls. It's 71 for 5.
एशिया कप के 10 साल के इतिहास में पहली बार इंडिया और पाकिस्तान का फाइनल होगा कल शाम 7 बजे से सिर्फ सोनी स्पोर्ट्स के टीवी चैनल्स और सोनी लिव पर।
Everything has to go right. An awful lot has gone right already for Nepal. They're only maybe 3/4 of the way there. Huge challenge for the West Indies to get there. Also a huge challenge for this man. So Malkambi's going to be the one chosen to probably bowl 3 more overs in the last 7. He's been the hero on many occasions, probably most famously in Texas against the United States of America. That Stars and Stakes Summit Cup. It'll be him to bowl 14th. There's no doubt has been a challenge for Nepal, not just in T20I cricket, but ODI cricket over the last 4 or 5 years.
Definitely has. So Balkami has struggled with accuracy in the past. So some bit of work to do for Rohit Paudel, but make no mistake, he's been excellent with field, on the field, with bowling changes.
And the batters to come, you think about Fabian Allen, very much an out-and-out all-rounder. Akil Hussein's batting is getting better and better and better. So much so we've seen him up at number 6, number 7 in franchise league, just when Major League Cricket goes so well. He was the star of the show at the end of the CPL season just a matter of days ago. You tend to think a series like this, chances for the associates against the full members, they don't come around all together too often. If you're going to spring an upset, remember 12 places between these two in the rankings. The first match is a very good time to do it.
Absolutely, and agreed to forget what happened in the T20 World Cup last year. Lost to South Africa by that 1 run, and that 1 run is still talked about back home. Another opportunity here for Nepal to claim their first victory against the full member side.
What I've been so impressed with, after the initial nerves in the first 4 or 5 overs of that first innings, they've really played and displayed their brand of cricket so well. The running between the wickets was exceptional in the first innings. The fielding on the whole has been fantastic here in the second. There seems to be an added composure. So much of that will be coming from the new head coach, Stuart Law. Did a fantastic job last year with USA at that T20 World Cup, taking them through to the Super 8s. There's a growing belief, I think, in this Nepal side. It's not a question of if they will be the full member, it's a question of when. Today would be a bad way to do it.
Absolutely. Nepal as a country has shown tremendous resilience. They've stood on the beat every time they've fallen down. So much happening in the past month. They should certainly need some kind of redemption from that experience. Vic Tosi outside for a single. And Stuart Laws certainly wants to disown your favorite term for a favorite way to describe Nepali team, cardiac hits. He doesn't like that name much, Lenny.
It's a great nickname. You gotta love it, you gotta embrace what you are. There'll be a twist or a turn or two. There's the bowling options. Remember, we're not sure whether we'll see Nandanyana again or not. There are plenty of ways in which he can turn. Don't run out to Henderson or Reid, who will often bowl towards the depth, despite him just bowling those little off breaks that kind of turn into darts. Can he get another over out of Rajbanshi in these last 6 as well? That would be important. Round the wicket now, can he? We'll see he's looking content just to work it around. You're going to need some big overs and need them quickly. 14 bowled, 76 for 5.
एशिया कप के 10 साल के इतिहास में पहली बार इंडिया और पाकिस्तान का फाइनल होगा। और इस समय फिर से पूरा इंडिया खेला। देखिए टीवी वर्ल्ड एशिया कप फाइनल इंडिया वर्सेस पाकिस्तान कल शाम 7 बजे से सिर्फ सोनी स्पोर्ट्स के टीवी चैनल्स और सोनी लिव पर।
They're outside of matches where they had to play against associate nations. All 4 of those games have come in T20 World Cups. Now, they won 3 of them, the West Indies. They did lose to Scotland down in Hobart. We saw them knocked out before the latter stages of the competition. They're under the pump here. They're in real pressure. Jason Holder might just have given it away. He's hit straight to Rowan Kumar-Pedal. Nepal's heroes standing tall on the biggest of stages for them. And it's Bertel with his first that might just have swung this game heavily back towards the Himalayas.
And they please believe Jason Holder, the good man, they've got this wicket. They needed it. 76 for 6. Nepal's India up top. The fans already celebrating. He could not get this to the middle of his bat, Jason, and an easy catch eventually for the skipper.
Isn't he pumped up and all some trademark copycat celebrations come out? Nepal in dreamland. Holder's the latest to go for 5. 76 for 6.
एशिया कप के 10 साल के इतिहास में पहली बार इंडिया और पाकिस्तान का फाइनल होगा। कल शाम 7 बजे से सिर्फ सोनी स्पोर्ट्स के टीवी चैनल्स और सोनी लिव पर।
West Indies look determined to stick with this right-left-hand combination. Not Akil Hussain. And it is going to use all of his experience to try and get West Indies back into this contest. The required run rate moves up towards 13 runs per over. And in the hunt for boundaries, the wickets are falling. This was a simple catch for Rowan Pedal.
And that celebration, Kushal Gurdel. He takes a lot of pride in his bowling abilities. Kushal Gurdel has developed himself into a handy leg spinner now. This time.
I think it's the Hasarang, isn't it? The imitation, the copycat of the Sri Lankan leg spinner.
We have wonderful over and look at Gurdel's spell. He's given away only 6 runs, taken that important wicket.
Every single delivery being lived and breathed by every one of the fans who packed out Sharjah here. So Africa learned all about Kushal Bertel's spin bowling. His Irene just does the incredible again and again. Keeps it to a couple. Or nearly creates a run-out chance too. 4 for 19 it was in St. Vincent. The spell might be even more effective. It could come at a winning cause. West Indies have it all to do. Still not Akil Hussain to the crease.
Fantastic over. Only 3 runs. 1 wicket to his name, Kushal Gurdel. Wonderful over comes to an end for Nepal. 15 gone, 79 for 6.
एशिया कप के 10 साल के इतिहास में पहली बार इंडिया और पाकिस्तान का फाइनल होगा। और इस समय फिर से पूरा इंडिया खेला। देखिए टीवी वर्ल्ड एशिया कप फाइनल इंडिया वर्सेस पाकिस्तान कल शाम 7 बजे से सिर्फ सभी स्पोर्ट्स के टीवी चैनल्स और सोनी लिव पर।
They have dominated those middle overs with their spinners that we called out as being exceptional in nature, even in the absence of Sandeep Lamachane. They have so many spin bowling options, and the question is, can they hold their nerve in the final five? Played 181 internationals officially across formats, across ODIs and T20Is. They have never beaten a full member nation. Akil Hussain in his captaincy debut. His side needs 70 to win off 30 to break the hearts of Nepal again. They are left with it all to do. Nepal have a golden opportunity. An opportunity probably hardly believe as of right now. Need County to continue. 5 remain. 70 to win. Again, a big surprise chance. Misses. Would have been out by a country mile. And it's Bertel again. He hit the one stump he had to aim at earlier. He couldn't hit the 2.5 he had here.
The script so far is Nepal is completely dominating the proceedings here. Mix up. Dreadful mix up. Kushal Patel had all the time in the world to shy at this time to say misses.
Just wonder, was he thinking about getting in a foot race for a moment? Say, just hasn't been able to find anything. He's striking in the 50s. You think of all the famous wins that Nepal have ever had, not coming against full members, of course. Those 2 wins at the T20 World Cup back in 2014. He was tempted to out-sprint him here for a second.
I think so. I actually think so. Wouldn't have been a bad idea. Given the fact that he missed the stumps. West Indies weak points, especially here now.
Picked up a long way. They will hit all the way down throughout their 11. And again, it's the pace on the ball they'll prefer. Don't rule out a twist in the game, swinging back towards the men from the Caribbean. Good strike. First maximum, first boundary in international cricket for Budaci.
Did they see right the length really early? From the bat. Well enough for the ball to travel all the way for a 6. Much needed, much needed this for West Indies. They need 63 of 27. Bad delivery. Very bad delivery this Western ball. He has had problems with accuracy in the past. Rohit Paudel almost spoiled by choices. There's so many options. With the number of bowlers he has, still his overs are left. This was very bad delivery under the circumstances, you'll have to say.
Much more like it from the West Indies. Back-to-back boundary, 6 followed by 4. Kami screams in frustration. Just feel as though Powell needs to get another over or 2 and spin in right towards the death. And clearly the West Indies preferring the pace on the ball. This looks quite close as it pitched in line. No, this is umpire buddy for that. Hard run rate, top rate, 13.5, now up to 14s. Got 11 from this over, another boundary.
They certainly do, and the last thing Nepal would want to do at this point of time would be to be complacent. They've not won it yet. It's a massive opportunity that's come their way, just outside the line of leg stump. Plenty of questions for the umpire. Easy decision though.
Lots of the remainder of this clash will come down to the mental pressure. Can Nepal handle it? Won't be the boundary that the West Indies wants. They don't even take on the second fielding from Nepal. Simply sensational. 16 of being bowled. 91 for 6.
bowlers for the West Indies. Nepal can sense that they are at the cusp if they can hold their nerve. "91 for 6 in pursuit of 149. Bertel with magnificent figures. The widest of wides. And it won't matter to Nepal that Shehob or Ruston Chase or Shamar Joseph or player X or player Y is not here. This is against a West Indies team. And that is how history will record it. That is not their concern. Can they, Carlos Bradley? Can Nepal bring solace to their nation, a balm in a world of chaos?
I think they're 23 balls away from history, Bish. It's an uphill task to capable batters at the crease, especially Fabian Allen with his power, his reputation. Just wondering if it is a little too late, a little too much, a little left in the hut. But he was saying keep on it back. It's not all doom and gloom for the West Indies, although it may feel that way.
He might be gone, you know. I think he stepped on the stumps. I think Vinicius has stepped on the stumps. He is gone. As he took off for the run, I think his foot pressed against the stumps. Bailey's fell off, and West Indies are now in further trouble.
Satu wicket.
You don't see it often.
Seorang bulan Nepal kati run ल्याएको
Getting deep in the crease,
नेपालले कति रन ल्याएको
executing strong, but not able to get out
First
of
batting
the stroke
Nepal,
and get a single without disturbing the stumps. That's confirmation. Eight wicket, another wicket for Burma Ball for 22 for DC. West Indies 94
10
7.
wicket हुँदैन 3 wicket त कति ल्याउनु पर्यो कति बल लाग्छ अब
For 7, and Nepal on the brink of history. Brilliant again, absolutely outstanding. This has been the trend of this Nepalese team here tonight. That's where they've been so much better than their opposition.
Every other delivery, there's a speck of brilliance in the field.
I think they're a shining example, actually, Nepal. I've said this not only now, but for the last few years. They're electric in the field. They're getting better with the bat. And they're disciplined largely with the ball. He's in that for 6. Akil Hussain strikes it well. Brings up 100, and it is now 100%. years ago when a couple of well-timed shots won the CBL for Trinbago Knight Riders. Bigger hurdle to get over here tonight with 49 required. Versus ICC full member teams. Nepal winning against Afghanistan, but Afghanistan weren't yet a full member nation back in 2014 at the time of that victory. High, hasn't gone very far. It could be another one down, and it is another one down. They're safe. In fact, no, it's a no ball. It's a no ball called on
No
field.
ball.
Oh goodness, he's saying I didn't hear either.
A lifeline. We think it's overstepping the line, maybe cutting the back crease. Overstepping, nothing behind the line. But it was called on field, so it can't be overturned as the ball. It was 2 runs ran, and the single for the ball, and the free hit.
Salt into the wound. Finger now it hoiks it away for a 4.
Free hit dispatched from Vietnam. Has this game turned yet again? First bit of the discipline from the Nepal team, overstepping the ball, free hit, 7 runs effectively off the first ball of the 18th over.
Lakeside field, very strong, but now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've got 4 big fielders on the boundary. And that's one of them coming into play. That's another area of the game. They stopped the West Indies from getting 2s when Nepal were running 2s when they batted.
Every time the ball goes into the leg side, pass into the yard circle, it was a comfortable 2. And even a 3 on one occasion, when the rest of the field, in this case, the car keep misfielding and not picking it up straight away after he misfielded it. Then you contrast that with this kicker, split step and throw, and rifle throws. There's not even a hint of a chance to turn one into even 1.5. Far less 2. This has been the difference in today's game, especially. Nepal have executed the basics of cricket as well as you can see any team execute them. You've been disciplined with the ball, electric in the field and between the wickets, show good intent, be proactive, you'll tick all the boxes. You'll phone West Indies wanting up until now.
Sishan Mutara there, one of the extra wrist spinners that the West Indies have in tow, but that is out of the question for now. Where does he go to Akil Hussain? Akil Hussain likes to tug it onside. That's a shorter boundary leg side. Can he push it wider above stump, or does he go at the stumps? Difficult. Very rare for Nepal to put one down. That wasn't easy though.
Another blemish.
start the final count.
Stop the Nepalese. Shows you how much is riding on this game. First sign of pressure. Sweaty palms. And all of a sudden, West Indies feel as though it's just more than a sniff.
Well, they play some brilliant cricket. But as much as they're trying to get rid of the sobriquet of the cardiac kids, a game of cricket will not be Nepalese if they want a few tremors. They're still out front in this contest. 31 needed. In fact, 30 from the last two required. 119 for 7.
Asia Cup के 10 साल के इतिहास में पहली बार इंडिया और पाकिस्तान का फाइनल मुकाबला। और इस समय फिर से पूरा इंडिया के नाम। देखिए टीवी वर्ल्ड एशिया कप फाइनल इंडिया वर्सेस पाकिस्तान कल शाम 7 बजे से सिर्फ सभी स्पोर्ट्स के टीवी चैनल्स और सोनी लाइव पर।
Nepal have been excellent up until over number 16 or so. They've been flawless in the field, and then as victory becomes closer and pressure mounts, there've been a few cracks, a few chinks in the armor. West Indies can still smell victory. It's a faint scent. But 30 off 2. Akeem was saying he has recently in a big game in a CPL final with Buckingham. David Allen, he has history. Sure, law is up and about. He can sense it. There's so much riding on the next 12 balls. Can West Indies get 30? Can Nepal restrict them for less or get 3 wickets?
KC. Fielder down there. Rohit Powell. Captain in the hot spot, Carlos. You've been in the hot spots a few times across your career. I've just put my heart rate monitor on because I want to see where my pulse is. And it shot up to 87. I was told to measure it now when I'm on commentary to see when I'm calm and when I'm over the top.
You always exert calmness. I'm not sure if your heart rate monitor would agree. I'm sure if you put a heart rate monitor on a lot of fans, far less the cricketers. Some guy up to 180 potentially.
Karen Casey staying round the wicket with a deep backward point and deep extra club off of Fabian Allen. Does he go wide or stuck to it? Does go wide, and he still has room for both batters looking to go leg side quite a lot, so it's not a bad plan.
I think Fabian Allen, though, when he's in good nick and batting well, he's one of the few power hitters of sorts that is as proficient over cover as he is straight and over the leg side. So him trying to go through the leg side may say to be someone that knows his game, but he may not be in the rhythm that he like with the bat. But the next 10 balls, if he can find it, that's a dangerous plan to him.
So would you say 3 sixes needed if you're talking boundaries? Not hit it, not hit it. Well enough, should be another one. Here's Signal. Karen Casey has pushed Nepal closer to crossing that line.
It's a good changer, good change in length. Line has been the topic, but he's changed in length, Karen Casey, and then even rolled his fingers down the side of the ball to take some pace off. Pace that Aquino Sang would needed to get an extra 5 to 10 yards. It wasn't there. I can tell you what's there. I can tell you what's close. Nepalese victory is just around the corner. Skipper, born for 18. West Indies 121 for 8.
एशिया कप के 10 साल के इतिहास में पहली बार इंडिया और पाकिस्तान का फाइनल मुकाबला। और इस समय फिर से पूरा इंडिया देखा। देखिए टीवी पर एशिया कप फाइनल इंडिया वर्सेस पाकिस्तान कल शाम 7 बजे से सिर्फ सोनी स्पोर्ट्स के टीवी चैनल्स और सोनी लाइव पर।
Few of the dignitaries here always enjoying the view here at Sharjah. It's very intimate on a small ground. You get a nice close-up feel to the players and the playing surface. Robert McCoy. Last few overs, a missed run out, a catch off a no ball, a drop catch turned into a 6. Nepal have blinked, but they've come back. Dot balls are goal.
KC's been good. Wide to fair down the ball before into the deck. Takizo saying a little bit of pace off, rolling his fingers down beside his seam. Showing all his skills under pressure. We see just now where he was fit with 2 balls to go in the over. Ken McCoy got a single. I think the single was the ball before to get David Allen 2 deliveries to finish this penultimate over.
Yes, and now it will be another free hit because David Allen wants to be on strike for the start of the last over. Nepal, a beautiful country with 8 of the highest mountain ranges, 8 of the top 14 highest peaks in the world. And it is a mountain for the West Indies to climb here right now. Dot ball again. And it will be 28 required on the last over. 1-1 for him. Last over. They will not take the run.
अनि पड्काउँछ जिन्दगीमा पहिलोचोटि यत्रो ठुलो टिमलाई नेपालले जित्न आँट्यो
Again, no result.
यत्रो ठुलो टिमलाई नेपालले फर्स्टचोटि जितिसक्यो अब 4 बल त 4 छक्का चाहिन्छ जित्नलाई 4 छक्का लाइहाल्छ Come on boys, आज पटाका पड्काउनु पर्छ This is it. ला केही भएन जितो 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 नेपालले
It's for
Gino,
Gito.
sama kan satunya.
जितो
so for all
Ini kalau
intents and
bis kan
purposes
saya
now
kok.
they're barring
Ah.
extras.
Satu 18.
Ada mana ni? Benda.
Itu katakan, ini betul.
Keep your foot behind the line in the finger singer area. It's going to be a game that so many people will remember.
Yes, the Nepal's fans will cheer.
जितो
If they know their match and they do, they know it's over. Barring a miracle, they have outplayed the West Indies in every facet of this game. With the bat, with the ball, and in the field. History on the brink. Historic moment.
जितो सत्य
Gitu.
Their team and their country has completed. With
यस
some excellence on the boundary. Their
What do we
first
get,
victory
Mr.
over a full
Huh?
member nation in this format of the game ever. And the balm in Gilead for many back in their nation and those around the world. We will just check the completion and the legitimacy of the catch.
Come on guys, आफ्नो ठाउँबाट पटाका पड्काउनु पर्छ है
This decision will is monumental a performance as you can get against the two-time champions with all that's happening at home. They have come out to the UAE. They've seen history of Sharjah and they've pitched their games firmly in it. This has been a sensational victory.
Sakit match apa?
सक्यो हो यो
Nothing,
बस
absolutely nothing to be taken away
ए
from
यो
that.
रिप्ले चेक गर्दैछ यो बलमा आउट भयो कि भएन भनेर आउट भए पनि नभए पनि नेपालले जितिसकेको छ क्या
And they executed the game plan to perfection. And West Indies had no altitude.
Straight win.
And ironic that that piece of feeling and athleticism there should be the final nail in the coffin against a full member nation. They have completed a victory, and we hope from all of us here on the crew and in the commentary box, it can bring at least some temporary solace to a nation that needs it right now. Nepal's first ever win against an ICC full member team in any format. Historic win after 180 international matches.
Ye purely artificial.
77
From
ODIs and
Kathmandu, Pokhara,
103
Japan, all the way to the
T20Is.
peak of Mount
Celebrate
and
as you
the
like.
Annapurna ring. The Nepalese
It is
cricketers have
upwards and onwards for Nepal. West Indies with this team have some reassessing to do of strategy and team resources.
A chase of 149. You think at halfway stage it was below par. With one person made the 20. Nothing but ACO's had a very good debut, all things considered. But the flitters and starts and no one going on, no one taking the ball by the balls and winning the game for the team with the back. All total now scored 129 for 9 the West Indies.
Yeah, at the halfway mark, I felt, and I said it on air, but I think it's competitive, given the inexperience of much of the West Indies batting. And the picture with 1 for 20 was good. Karen Casey at the back end got some success. 2 wickets for Bertel, he was brilliant. Cornell himself had a good game with bat and with ball, 1 for 20. Raj Banshi with 1 for 6 from 2. Let's join Lenny downstairs.
I've got one of the heroes of the air alongside me, Kushal Bertel, 2 for 17 for tonight. You've just beaten the West Indies. What does that feel like?
Yeah, first of all, I'm feeling really happy to be in the West Indies, one of the toughest sides that T20 world. Yeah, really good.
Are you brought back to that day in St. Vincent, where you came so close to beating South Africa that day. You took 4 for 19. Maybe you even prefer today's match.
Yeah, whatever I get with the bat or with the ball, I not do anything. Yeah. That way, obviously, South Africa is very disappointed, but today was it's really good. Yeah.
Given the last month in Nepal and everything that's been going on, how much does this mean to you and all of your team?
Yeah. Talking about the Nepal right now, it's very crucial, critical situation in the Nepal. But after the